Hello everyone, I'm CCYamato. It's time for the 5th episode of Cardcaptor Sakura, the clear cards. I said last week, based on the preview, that it looks like this is an entirely, or almost entirely, anime exclusive story. This is the flower viewing party that they flash back to, and this time it looks like they're going to expand the story. So I don't know what happens in it, obviously, so I don't really have any prediction. I know that they have like a ghosty tree thing going, and I've been avoiding online to not see any spoilers for the people who watch the Japanese release. So I'm about to go watch Crunchyroll. I'm hoping for some kind of new card to come out of this, but let's find out. Alright, so yes, I was right. We got our first, not only this is an anime-only episode or an anime-only story, but we got our own anime-only card. And I really like this card, the Gravitation, or Gravity card. That was kind of what I was going for as the, I thought maybe it would be called Pull early on, because that's what the title is, but then once you got to kind of the part of the episode where you see it in the tree, and you see kind of that wormhole looking thing, like if you played Pokemon, it looks like one of the ultra wormholes. That's what I was saying, is this a gravity card? And I'm not going to go too sciencey on that to think that if this was some kind of singularity in a tree, this should have been a whole lot messier than it ended up being. But yeah, that was great. I liked this episode. I was hearing a little bit of I didn't like this episode. It's yeah, okay, this was pretty fillery, admittedly, but to be honest, if this is the kind of filler we're going to get in the series, then I love it. This was great. It had a lot of good character interaction, a lot of good moments. It was cute. Yeah, it was good. Basic recap, obviously, is they're doing the flower viewing party that is only flashbacked to in the manga, so this time we're actually seeing it. Sakura makes the lunches, or at least she makes some of them, and then she and Tomoyo meet up at the park to meet up with the rest of the crew to see flower viewing. During the flower viewing, Sakura is pulled away by a mysterious force that we find out is the Gravitation card. And then she seals it with not a whole lot of effort. I think so far in this series in general, this is a manga criticism too, it's most of these cards have not actually required all that much effort or cleverness to catch. So she really just has to turn and face it and say the incantation, yay, it's gone. Granted, how do you fight gravity? There's no magic that she's going to have to fight gravity. So yeah, after that, Shaoran, who was late, he shows up, and the manga is still very ambiguous about it, although it's getting to that point where it's being less ambiguous, but it's ambiguous about whether or not Shaoran is involved with making these cards, but considering that he's having that whole conveniently absent thing going on for this, I'm starting to think that that's the direction the series is, and I'm fairly confident that Clamp already has told the animation department, how the story is going to go. So it seems like the anime is making it a little more obvious that Shaoran is working behind the scenes. Not only is he concealing what's going on, but it sounds more and more like he is actually actively involved in what is making up, or in what is going on. So possibly even making the cards. I want to talk about Gravitation more, not the anime. I like the cards design where it had the star and the moon kind of looking at, or kind of being drawn to each other, which isn't really a good representation of gravitation, but it's not like the wormhole necessarily would have been a good one either. Yeah, I like the thought of that power. It's very attractive. Terrible joke. Okay, I have nothing else to say about Gravitation. Just really like that card. I've always been superpowers. I like the idea of having gravity as a superpower, which is weird that I haven't watched My Hero Academia yet, because I know one of the characters has gravity-related powers, so that might finally be the reason why I go finally watch it. So if you've been watching the last few weeks with me, then or you've probably noticed that I've dropped a significant amount of weight. And that's because I'm on a very restrictive diet right now. And this episode sucks for someone who's on a restrictive diet because it's just, there's a constant cavalcade of anime food, and we all know that anime food looks great, and just all of it looked like stuff I wanted to eat, but I'm not able to go eat. I mean, I guess I could go make an egg. I could go make some rolled egg omelets, but I'm really hungry now. So I want to talk about, what else do I want to talk about? Clothing. You know what, like, I really liked Sakura's, like, rose coat. Everyone else was pretty standard. I'm actually noticing, like, I don't know if this was the case with the old series, but a lot of the outfits seem really, really simple. Not a lot of lines, not a lot of folds, not a lot of detail in general. And that's probably an animation saving thing, which, like, I'm not opposed to. I really like the simple clothing style. I mean, I wear t-shirts all the time. It's not like I'm a high fashion kind of person. It's just, it seems a little different compared to the original series, but when I refer back to the manga, I noticed that the clothes there are basically the same sort of thing. It's a lot of single piece dresses, it's a lot of single palette things. There's not a lot of patterns going on, so it's not really all that weird. The conversation with Yamazaki, where he's talking about cooking as an experiment, and Akiho is kind of intrigued by this, is again one of those moments where I feel like it's hinting at something, it's foreshadowing at something. Because, again, the manga goes on, it's implied that Akiho is also part of the making of the clear cards. And the idea that, like, you know, experimentation is something that goes into the process, or combination of different unrelated factors into a new thing, that all sounds like something that could potentially be inspiring to the creation of clear cards. Alright, so the last thing to talk about is, again, it looks like the next episode is again going to be another anime-only episode, which is great, and it's going to be the first appearance of Kiro's released form since the last series. Like, Kiro hasn't been in his released form even in the manga, so this is the first time we will actually see Lion Kiro again. It's also, again, it looks like it's going to be a filler episode. There's already been a few floating leaked shots of, like, Shaoran playing a piano. So most likely what this episode is going to center on is going to be sound or music. It's going to show Tomoyo convincing Akiho to join the chorus club, probably. So yeah, there's that. This next episode looks like it's going to be another anime-only episode, which is great. This one was good, and I look forward to more anime-only episodes. And now we've confirmed that, yes, there will definitely be anime-exclusive cards, which was not a long shot by any means, but it wasn't a definite. So glad to see that, and I guess since my camera is telling me that the battery's about to die, that I should just go ahead and wrap this up. So I will see you guys next week. There will be a chapter video coming up soon. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.